Aha! What up, YouTube? This is GeoStealth R1, and I needed to come out of me not doing anything but motorcycle riding to talk to you about this new RC that's just initially released by Traxxas. And it's weird because I'm noticing a lot of people aren't even talking about this, or nor do they own the vehicle to even say, hey, you know what, not for nothing, this looks like another thing. So I'll wait for people to come in. I know it's been a while since you guys check me out, so definitely I'll wait. All right, give me a few seconds. Just logging in to see what you guys are talking about. My videos.
Hi,
Oops.
it's Sam Barker here.
Cut you down. Alrighty, Michael, what's going on? Hot Will, what's happening? Sebasdu, what's going on? Alrighty, so let's talk a few things about this. So I ended up going on to the website. My hobby guy contacted me and said, "Yo, there's a new RC coming out." I'm like, "All right, what is it?" And he goes, "The Traxxas Hoss." I said, "What the hell is the Traxxas Hoss?" So what did I do? So, but just the day before, I was on this and I was looking at the TRX6. So type in again Traxxas.com. Boom. And I came up with the Traxxas Hoss. So here's where you go and you have the whole big Hoss gimmick and stuff like that. And checking out a few things of what initially has transpired with this RC. I'll go over a few things, but I started looking more and more and more at the vehicle, and I said, oh my God, this is a Stampede 4x4. I was like, are you kidding me? I was like, they initially, it's kind of like a Stampede 4x4 upgraded. And the price tag on that is, I don't know if you can see that, $479.99. So I started looking at a whole bunch of things and just cross-referencing everything that I had in Stampinky, which realistically speaking, on the marketing aspect, I think it should have just been an upgraded Stampede 4x4. I guess because they threw bigger tires on there, bigger motor, and bigger tires, primarily what initially transpired. So let me take this body off, which, thank goodness, at least they're upgrading their bodies, which is video evident on that. So yeah, so I ended up checking it out, what initially transpired. So it does give you these upgraded sledgehammer tires, which I have on my Rustler 4x4 over there. It's different than the Trencher tires. We'll see what initially transpires, but it does give it a bigger wheelbase. I think that's why they need the bigger motor. I think it's called a 540, a 540 XL motor. The drivetrain is still the same. Just to give you a heads up, this video is sponsored, is approved by Dusty Motors. Dusty Motors, one of the best shrouds on the market right now for your Traxxas and other RC vehicles. So definitely check them out. I'm going to be doing upgraded videos with Dusty Motor Shroud for the Rustler 4x4, Dusty Motor Shroud for the Max, and one other vehicle that I'll keep that on the down low. So here's the differences between the Stampede 4x4 and the new Traxxas Hoss. So you are getting a bigger motor, which is the 540 motor instead of the Valenian. They talk about it in having more power. Yes, it does have more torque, but I've been able to do quadruple flips with Stampinky over here, and Everyday RC has a video like that of my RC doing that. The drivetrain still looks the same. I've upgraded my Stampede 4x4. The sledgehammer tires, which I already have them over there. It doesn't talk about the ESC that you get. I mean, I'm guessing the 2075 they're gonna give you. The cool part of this is that it does give you an upgraded body, so it does with the clipless body mounts, which I do like. You know, that Traxxas is doing the body reinforcements, which is a cool additive feature. You know, I guess they're talking about, okay, the electronics. It's still a Linean 3S, so I'm not too sure what is. Oh, I'm just curious. What am I really paying for instead of upgrading? Okay, wait a minute. Let's go back one. So over here, it does look different, but I use a center diff for the Stampede 4x4. I guess they're changing out their center drive, so that's something different. But basically, the internal components are a Stampede 4x4. So for 447, me upgrading Stampinky would be new body mounts. I already have upgraded pretty much everything to the 9s, getting the different tires. It would probably cost me like around $250 to upgrade Stampinky. But is this something cool for somebody to get? I mean, if you're not looking to invest the type of money that you want for a Max, definitely cool for you to get. But hearing a lot of the YouTubers out there calling it all new, I'm like, bro, I guess maybe I have to be impartial because I own, you know, almost all the Traxxas vehicles, and I started noticing it, and I'm like, it's the same thing. So let me get back on YouTube and see what you guys are saying out there. All right, here's where we're at. Let me see. John Deek says the Hoss is Traxxas' attempt to deflect from the fact that the Max has engineering flaws. Very true. Gus13, what's going on? Matt says, sup? Dennis says center diff more stable. I like the center diff. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've been very happy having the center diff in my Slash 4x4 and my Stampede 4x4. So I think that was a great additive piece for me to have when I ended up doing that. Is it worth the money? Well, here's where I didn't notice. I didn't notice if the, it has to be, I think the shocks are the same. The regular Traxxas shocks, unless they upped the ante with the shocks. Yeah, I don't see why they would do anything else. Let me see the pictures, hold on. Nah, the shocks still look the same. I mean, there's really no difference. Let's go back to this. Let me see this engineering phenomenon. Nope. See, if you're looking at this the way I'm looking at it, it does. I mean, I could build one right now. I just need a brand new body. But the bumper's a little bit different. The wheelie bar is different. They're just taking bumpers and wheelie bars of something else and just slapping it onto the Stampede 4x4 or Telluride, whichever one that you had, through the sledgehammer tires. I'm kind of upset that they didn't go with the steel drive shafts, but I guess they had to make it at a price point. I like the fact that they're going with the body style, but I don't know. Calling it the Hoss, knowing that the Stampede 4x4. I mean, you should have said it was, you know, Stampede 4x4X or something like that. You know, yeah. You know, there's always upgraded models to what is initially out there. You know, and I think that would have been cool on Traxxas to say, all right, this is the all-new Stampede 4x4, and this is what you're getting. Kind of like the Revo 2.0 got the upgrade. You know, why couldn't the Stampede 4x4 get an upgrade? Stampede 4x4 was a great RC. I think this would have been the upgraded version of the Stampede 4x4. So, will I get it? Oh, I don't know. I don't know if. Usually, I am not doing videos around this time. Usually, I'm motorcycle riding. I have many hobbies, so this is what I'm pretty much doing. They should still update the E-Max. I think the E-Max has had its time. I think the Max, once they started doing the Max and the X-Max, it kind of put the E-Max into a scenario of death at that point, you know? So what they should, I mean, the E-Max should get an upgrade in a sense where the drivability on the E-Max was always terrible, but they should have upgraded the drivetrain. They should have given it all the bells and whistles that initially made the e-Revo 1.0 terrible, and what they fixed on the e-Revo, the 2.0 version, they should have done with the Emax, giving it like its last push and stuff like that. Let me see. John says, if you're thinking about getting the 6x6, wait until they reach the higher clearance, uh, a higher clearance for it. Incredible chassis, but a bit too much drag on the bumpers of the Mercedes body. You know, I was not a fan of the Mercedes body. I think that's one thing that turned me off about buying the RC. Plus, on my two TRX4s, I'm having issues with the type of wheels that I ended up throwing on there, so it wasn't happy about that. Anyway, JDB1 says hello all. So yeah, do I think like I said, when I found out that um, Traxxas came out with the new RC, I was like, oh my god! And so I started checking out a few YouTube channels, and none of the guys over there were talking about what this car really was. You know, they were looking at it. I'm like, oh man, these guys don't even own these RCs. You know, and the thing is that I own them, so you could tell when they rebrand stuff, kind of like, and all companies do it. I mean, don't get me wrong. Traxxas did it with the Stampede 4x4. Then they came out with the Stampede 4x4, the VXL first, then the VXL, the regular standard, the brushed one. Then they came out with the Telluride. Then they came out with the Stampede 4x4 kit. So it's kind of like rebranding all their parts that they have to get rid of. Now, saying that this is an all new type of vehicle, you know what? Technically, it is. It's the same chassis, but primarily, you know, it's, realistically speaking, is an upgrade of what initially was there. You know, I mean, you are upgrading the motor. I mean, how many of their engineering departments haven't seen the Stampede 4x4 with an upgraded motor, and what an upgraded motor can do for that RC? I mean, it's been out there for. I mean, I used to have a YouTube that used to go on this thing all the time, Jess, and Jess used to always, you know, upgrade his motors and ESCs and everything like that. The chassis is a sound chassis. I mean, to me, the Stampede 4x4 was one of the most indestructible RCs that I've owned. Um, yeah, I think so. I beat the crap out of this thing and broke it once, and that was through my hippopotamus friend crashing his car into mine head first in the freezing cold. But that being said, that's what initially transpired. You know, uh, Mr. Burnett, hello. Lewis, hello. Your stream is not showing up on YouTube. Huh. My stream is not showing up on YouTube. Well, that's a sad thing to say. You know what it is? A lot of, you know, and I'll talk about this because a lot of times I've been kind of, if you guys ever watch my videos, you'll know that I have been pretty much burnt by this company. Um, I have specifically have been told by members of Traxxas that my videos have been flagged, um, especially for the X-Max video that I did when they did the bait and switch with the 6S to the 8S, and they kind of, I mean, personally, I thought it could have been a legal issue, but whatever. They weren't too happy with me when it came down to that. And ever since then, you know, I used to get so many thousands of people watching my channel, then all of a sudden it stopped. I noticed that that happened to one of my other YouTube friends out in Long Island. I don't want to throw his name out there because I don't want him to be blacklisted, but he knows who he is. But he's noticing that's happening as well. Um, you'll notice a lot of YouTubers out there know how to use the algorithm very well. Um, I'm not here to make money off this. This is just communication with you guys and information that I know that I pass on. So if you guys think I'm doing this as a career, check out my latest videos. You'll notice I'm not. But that being said, yeah, that kind of sucks that it's not showing up. Hopefully a lot of my notification squad is able to definitely check out these live streams and check out what's initially transpiring. So, my opinion. Well, here are my opinions about the new Traxxas Hoss. If you've never owned a Stampede 4x4, get the Traxxas Hoss. If you a little bit jittery about getting the Traxxas Max with a few known issues that are out there, get the Hoss. Why? Because if you guys, and this has been said so many, so many times beforehand, um, you guys need to understand. One of my most favorite RCs is the Stampede 4x4. I've always said if I've ever left the channel, there would be three RCs that I take with me. RC number one would be my orange one. That would definitely stay with me. RC number two would definitely be my Gravedigger and my Stampede 4x4. Yeah, those are the top three that I would take with me. I know people are gonna say, "Oh, what about the X Max? What about the UDR? What about the boat if you go anywhere? What about your XO1? You really like that? You know what? My top three RCs will be that. Maybe the Bandit. Who knows? But that's not the original Bandit. The original Bandit I sold to somebody who got it stolen, which pissed me off. It's to no end. Uh, Let me see. Michael asks, have you thought about an ESC for your Armor Limitless? Well, Michael, I haven't touched. I started putting the RC screw kit into the Traxxas Max. I started tinkering around with it, and you know, it was kind of weird because my new girlfriend was like, don't you ever play with these things? I was like, I've been busy working. And they're like, well, you need to have some time. And she asked me, she was like, look, how come you haven't gone on YouTube? And I was like, well, usually during the summer times, I kind of got to go on hiatus. And plus my hobby shop ended up closing down. So it was kind of like a depressing scenario for me. She was like, well, you should pick it up. So I'm like, you know what, you're right. And then when I saw this Hoss thing, I'm like, oh God, I got to talk about it with the people who check out the channel and stuff like that. So, yeah, so that's primarily. I just wanted to give you my 2 cents in there. Traxxas Hoss. If you don't own a Max, definitely get a Hoss. If you don't own a Stampede 4x4 VXL, which personally I think that RC should be in everyone's arsenal as one of the greatest bashing RCs out there. Now, the reason why I think the Hoss would be better to get than the Stampede 4x4 as of right now, a ready-to-run vehicle, is because the Stampede 4x4 goes with those talons that they have there, and the Traxxas Hoss has the sledgehammers, where a lot more aggressive tire, a little bit beefier. The side walls are a little bit bigger, so that would be my recommendation for you guys to get. Um, that being said, leave me your opinions in the comment section below. I'm definitely interested in finding out which one you think would be suffice. Now, here's another discrepancy that I'm going to tell you about the Traxxas Hoss, as opposed to the Stampede 4x4. The Stampede 4x4, many companies have been out there right now engineering and building bodies for them. So you're able to get Chevrolet bodies, Ford Raptors, etc., etc., etc. It would be some time before the Hoss comes out with its own like Proline or J Concepts or any of these other companies, third-party companies, to get those type of bodies to make your RC look legitimately like a real vehicle. So don't let that dissuade you from getting the Traxxas Hoss. What companies are going to be out there to make the body style for that? I'm not too sure. I'm pretty sure that many of those companies are trying to get the moldings ready to do that, to engineer some type of body that will fit their body skeleton for that. But we'll see what initially transpires with that. So, that being said, does anyone have any other questions? Oh, as for the Limitless, I haven't thought about it yet, but the one ESC that I'm looking at is the Castle Creations 8. That's the one I'm looking at. Any questions? How I have been doing? I've been doing well. Anyway, that being said, let me see. Joe says Traxxas, they're overpriced brushless RCs. Well, it all depends. On the Traxxas websites, you'll notice that the Traxxas RCs are overpriced, but once they get into the hobby stores and everything like that, or the third party vendors online, the price does the price does drop. But that being said, you have to look at the warranty response from Traxxas. A lot of other companies don't really warranty their equipment. I've had nothing but good experiences with the warranty from Traxxas. I'm not too sure with this whole COVID situation if the warranties scenario has been on point. But throughout the years that I've been utilizing Traxxas, their warranty has been phenomenal. I'm not too sure about any other companies. I haven't had to utilize Arma. I haven't had to use, well, Axial had an okay warranty scenario. But Traxxas has always been on point. You know, I know Venom as a battery store had terrible service for me. That's just my own experience. Many other people could have better experience. I didn't have a great experience, but when I had issues with my batteries, Traxxas was on point. Let me see. Discovery RC says, "Morning, everyone. What's up, Gio? What's going on?" Ray, hello. Ray says hello to everybody. So, yeah. So that's they are overpriced, but you are paying for quality. You have to understand something about Traxxas. They innovate a lot of things. They do. They're one of the first companies to come out with a brushless a brushless 8S 1/6 scale or 1/6 scale RC, that massive of a truck, you know, on batteries. You got to give them on point. They were the first company to manufacture out the door a 100 mile per hour RC. You know, they're one of the first companies to engineer or have many sponsored companies out there, like back in the days when they had Monster Truck or a lot of their Ford RC products. You know, to make it, you know, to make the realism better. Their innovations on their battery charging systems, their innovations of their app adapting to your controller, and you're able to have on the fly experience with that. So there's a lot of innovations and a lot of technology that goes into a Traxxas thing. Now, a lot of people argue Arma and all this other stuff. Arma's a great company, but Arma doesn't have the innovations that Traxxas does. Not to take away from Arma. Arma's a brand new company. Well, not brand new, but brand new enough as opposed to the years that people have been involved in it. But there's a lot more innovations that come off from Traxxas than Arma. Does Arma give you a lot of stuff to make your RC a brick house? Of course. You know, one of my most favorite RCs from Arma is the Limitless. You know, but you have to look at the innovation that Traxxas has given to a lot of the hobbyists. Are they overpriced? Can you get an RC for a lot cheaper? Of course you can. There are many companies out there. You know, Losi is still high price. You know, me, I'm still wanting a Losi 5T. You know, but the thing is that you have to look at the reliability of the company and what initially the company stands. Traxxas, PD Plays says Traxxas helps other brands, some brands too sometimes. They do. I'm pretty sure when they send their innovations out for their bodies and everything like that, they utilize. I mean, they were like with, they were innovating with Castle Creations. So I don't know what initially transpired with that. John Lujan. I used to think that too. Happy racing. Hello to everyone. Yeah, so that's primarily. I know you guys are just watching. I'm reading all your comments as I'm doing all this, so don't think anything of it that I'm I'm just sitting here, relaxing and just talking about anything else. So I don't want to cut this video short, but I just wanted to go over a few things. If you've never had a Stampede 4x4, go get the Hoss. If you can't afford what initially comes in with the Max, go get the Hoss, because the Hoss is a Stampede 4x4 upgraded. So you're able to get different types of caster blocks. You're able to get the MIP or Traxxas Velocity drive shafts. If you want to change out the drivetrain, you're able to get the Techno RC. Everything is upgradable, that you're able to make the Hoss into an amazing RC. Plus, you're getting those sledgehammer tires and the type of body for you to do whatever, more protecting, and they're clipless. So if that's the case, definitely get yourself a Hoss. if you have if you have a Stampede 4x4, don't even bother. Don't even bother. Just, you upgrade it exactly the way they want it. You know. So once you start doing that, you'll be more than good to go. Let me see. Joe says Cardona says I'm still trying to get a Traxxas Slash, but I cannot find it on Amazon. It's hard, bro. If you're trying to buy a new Slash, uh, maybe you need to try either eBay or Horizon Hobby or something like that. But they're back ordered, like extremely back ordered as of right now. So that being said, shh, I'm such a hypocrite. I just ordered the Traxxas Hoss. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. But yeah. I just buy it to buy it. I mean, trust me, I'm getting rid of a couple of RCs, and I said, I'll put that in its place. So yeah, don't judge me. I'm just curious on how. Like I said, usually I'm during the summer times I don't play with anything. Um, I'm usually outside of my pool or having a drink or motorcycle riding and stuff like that. So that being said, I hope you guys enjoy the live feed. I know a lot. I know on the West Coast, it's probably dead early in the morning. I apologize for the guys that didn't end up being on the channel. Hopefully, you're able to check it out later on. Once again, special thanks to Dusty Motors. Dusty Motors, if you're looking for an excellent shroud for your RC, which I have it on my Stampede 4x4, and it's been there since the get. So if you're looking for definitely a cool, well-engineered shroud for your RC, definitely check out Dusty Motors at dustymotors.com. Yeah, so that being said, we'll just take, let me see. Big Joe RC says, what's up, Gio? How you been? Didn't hear from you, Willis Hobbies. Willis Hobbies has a new owner. What do you think about it? I didn't know Willis Hobbies has a new owner. I thought he just sold. They just went downstairs and the brother left. I'm not too sure. I haven't even checked that out. PD Play says I'm a winter basher too. You know what, Big Joe, you're making me want to go to Willis Hobby, see what's going on. Train Boy Plus, I subscribe. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. But yeah, no, definitely. Let me see. Big Joe says his name is Jason Siegel. John says that's next on my list. I gotta have it. Getting my battery charged so I could play. Could drive my PVXL. Yeah, definitely so. You know what? Yeah, I have to go to St. Francis today, St. Francis Hospital, which is very close to there. So, yeah, why don't I make a trip, see what's going on, introduce myself. You'll probably be like, who? But we'll see what is going on. But Big Joe, thank you very much, man. Thank you for that information. That's definitely something I'm gonna be able to utilize. Anyway, guys, thank you for joining for this surprise live feed. I know I haven't been on here in a while, but don't think I haven't been watching. Let me see, Train Bus. I only have a rusty two-wheel drive, and it gets dusty. I need one of those covers. They're good, but once it gets hot, they do put a little bit more temperature. They're excellent in the winter, but definitely check your temperatures out when you get the Dusty Motor shrouds. They're pretty inexpensive. You can get them on eBay. You can get them on dustymotors.com. You could also get them on tboneracing.com. So, but yeah. So thank you guys for joining me for this live feed. I just needed to get on here, and I saw a few YouTubers like talking about it, and none of them were like, "Oh, this is Stampede 4x4," and I'm like, "How do you not see that?" So, yeah. So definitely thank you very much. If you do like the content of these live feeds, give me a thumbs up. Like I said, I do not make money on these live feeds. I do these just to give you guys informed of what initially, with me having as many RCs as I do, I like to inform you guys and help you guys. I know there's a lot of adults who want my technical knowledge, and I know there's a lot of kids out there who are looking to not spend all their money on something that's not of value. So I'm glad you guys were able to stop by. Rate, comment, subscribe. Until my fellas up in YouTube. Later.